Good evening, friends. Welcome over here to, of course, the Earth Day sale stream. Now, guys, this, of course, is our final Earth Day sale stream of the month. We're going to just show you guys a bunch of cool products. I want to thank everybody for popping in here and hanging out with us. And, of course, we're going to be showing you guys a bunch of very cool systems on this beautiful Monday night. Now, with that, guys, we're going to start off with some entry-level systems, and we're going to move up to some bigger systems, of course, with that. Now, a couple things I will announce is, guys, you have a couple options of some discount codes. Of course, first and foremost is that banner down there when you guys spend over $1,000. Second is if you spend over $1,000, there's an option of a free carrying case on top of that. Now, there's also another one where if you buy the E300 Plus, you will also get 5% off of a 40 mini solar panel. Now, these are all good until the end of tonight. So, guys, I want to say don't miss out on these. Phil, good evening. Justin, thank you for popping in with me. Guys, we're going to be starting off, of course, like I said, entry-level systems. We're going to start this off with, of course, the Jackery Explorer 100 Plus. Now, before we get into that, I do want to mention something to you guys is there are some new products on the horizon. You guys are going to be seeing some new products from Jackery, so keep your eyes out for that. You might be quite surprised and happy with that. Now, like I said, we're going to start this off with, of course, the Jackery Explorer 100 Plus. That is this palm-sized device. This 100 Plus, guys, does do 99 watt-hours of power on hand. Good evening, Nancy. How are you doing? What's up? What's up? Darthwing, how you doing, buddy? Now, guys, like I was saying, 99 watt-hours of power, 31,000 milliamps. That's right, 31,000 milliamps of power in the palm of your hand. Now, this kit does come, of course, with the USB-C to USB-C cable. This USB-C to USB-C cable will allow for 100 watts pass-through power. Now, on this cable, I also have the adapter right here. This is USB-C to DC plug for solar panels. And yes, you can connect up the solar panel to this all the way up to their 100-watt solar panel. Now, with this, like I said, 31,000 milliamps of power. It does have two USB-C ports. Those USB-C ports are in and out ports. You also have, of course, that USB-A port that does 18 watts max. Now, the cool part about this is, guys, is literally just a palm-sized little device that's going to last you the test of time. Now, with that, of course, you've got this little button on the side that shows you guys the battery power right there. It is down to about 50%, and that's because, well, I was just using it a little while ago to charge some things because James forgot to charge stuff. Just, we're human. Happens. Now, with this, guys, it's going to take you less than 2 hours to fully charge this on a wall plug. That's that USB-C cable. Now, if you guys want to, you guys can plug it into the solar panel, guys, and charge it up the same. With this, though, you're going to be able to run multitude of different items, from your phones to your MacBooks to, let's say, your Nintendo Switches, or even portable monitors. Whatever uses USB-C or USB-A cable, you can use on this. Now, I've actually used the Nintendo Switch and, of course, portable monitor on this. I've used it for, I'm going to say, a little over 3.5 hours with both devices at once, and that's a Nintendo Switch and a portable monitor. Now, if you're using just that little game console, you're going to get over 4 hours with that. Now, of course, little laptops, about 6 hours of play time. Your iPhone 14s or so, you're going to get about 6 charges with this. Now, like I said, there is actually a clippable coupon on this. There's about $30 clippable coupon on this, which brings it under $100. This is a no-brainer purchase right here. This little thing is a beast in its own right. Now, I call it an entry-level system, but let's be honest. It's not so entry-level system because it is definitely rudimentary and meant for your arsenal. Definitely say check out the 100 watt right here. So the 100 Plus is definitely worth adding into that. Hey, Ship Roman, how you doing, buddy? Any questions about the 100 Plus, definitely ask. We're here to answer. Now, on top of that, guys, we're going to be moving on, of course, to the 240. Now, the 240 is a beautiful entry-level system or a quick emergency system. Now, I do have it set back here. This one actually weighs approximately 6 pounds. It does, of course, use lithium batteries to run it. Has, of course, 240 watt-hours of power. Now, you do have one AC outlet, and that's going to allow you to plug in that, of course, that 3-pronged American Standard house plug for you. Now you also have two USB-A ports at 5-volt 2.4 amp and a DC output or input plug. Your DC output is going to be your cigarette lighter style. Now with this, you can use a wall plug or you can use a cigarette lighter plug or solar panel to do this. Now, yes, it does have, of course, a display. The display looks a little different than the other one we just showed you. Has a fixed handle, of course, and shows you guys the voltage in and out. Now with that, if you don't want the display on, shut it off. All of these buttons are individually switched, so you can turn on the USB-A ports or you can turn them off. You can turn on the AC outlet or turn it off with this. Now, charge time on this one's going to be about 3.5 hours of charge rate with the 240. Now, with that, though, that's going to be a wall plug. If you guys want to use a cigarette lighter on your car outlet, about 5 hours of charge time is all it's going to take to charge this device. Now, with that, though, if you guys want to use a solar panel, guys, the Solar Saga 100 panel could run on this, and it should be able to charge it in approximately 5 hours of runtime. Now, with this, though, the 240 is going to be a great piece of technology to add to you for quick emergencies or other devices, kind of like if you want to charge up your camera gear. You should be able to charge up your DSLR cameras or DSLR batteries about 15 plus times on this. Or if you guys want to charge up your iPhone, guys, about 24 to 26 charges, depending on that size of battery. Now with it, of course, 6 pounds, it's carryable, has cooling technology, fixed handle, silicone pads on the bottom, and of course on the back there is a serial number, guys. So that serial number is actually so you can register it, and I do recommend registering it. That way, you guys, your warranties can show that you have that product, and your warranty will cover it. No, the 240 is not compatible with the 200. No. I wish, but no, it's not. It's only compatible with the 40-watt panel, the 60-watt panel, the 80-watt panel, and the 100-watt panel. So that's all this one will be compatible with. Now, it is completely silent. So, guys, you don't hear this running. The most you're going to hear is clicking that switch. The switch is audioable. That's it. That's all you're going to hear. So this is a cool one. Oh, yeah. 100 watts, perfect enough for this. 100-watt panel will be just perfect for it. Honestly, this is going to be a good one. So for the 100-watt, yeah, definitely would work with this, no problem. Now, guys, that is about $178 tonight. It is 26% off. You have about 4.5 hours left of that sale, so do know that. Now, if you want to go a little bit bigger, guys, we also have the 300. Now, this is, of course, the Explorer 300. Now, the Explorer 300 is about 293 watt-hours of power. It's actually on this big table back here. We're going to grab that right here. This one's got a couple extra things that the 240 doesn't have. First and foremost, it's got a USB-C port. That USB-C port is a 60 watt in and out. That means you can actually charge it off of that USB-C or charge outward of that plug. You still have two DC or USB ports. You have the DC input port. You have, of course, that DC output 12 volt 10 amp cigarette lighter plug. But on this one, you get two AC outlets of 300 watts of pure sine wave power. Now, just because it's 300 watts of pure sine wave power, which is, crystal clean power with no spikes, yes, you can go above that. I don't recommend it, but it will allow you to go about, I think it's like 600 watts max on this one. Now, this one weighs about 7 pounds. Still can be fully charged in about 3.5 hours on a wall plug. A little over 3.5 hours on a cigarette lighter. About 4.5 hours if you use a Solar Saga 100 solar panel. Now, I do apologize because I believe the banner's blocking this a little bit. You know what? Let's see. Can I move the banner a little so you guys can kind of see it? I'll see if I can get this a little better over here. So you do have this, guys. It's a great piece. This one's actually got a $30 clippable coupon. Now, with this, though, you can actually charge it in another way that I didn't mention. That's with the USB-C and the wall plug. And with that, you're going to be able to fully charge this in 2 hours. And that's kind of cool that you can do that. Now, with this, though, you'll be able to run your Nintendo Switch for approximately 40 hours off of this. Or a lamp, or a heated blanket, or your camera gear, or your camera lights like Justin does. Justin uses his 300 for, let's say, his... what is that word I want to look for? Sheila, hello, how are you doing? Chucky, what's up, buddy? I do apologize, guys. I did not have my chat in front of me for that one, and I should have. Now, where was I? I was talking about stuff you could use, like heated blankets, but Justin uses his for his light. So you guys can use it for your soft boxes and all of that. And that's kind of cool. Your dual light panels and stuff like that can work off of this with no problem. Now, I do recommend, though, guys, these are great systems for smaller emergencies or cameras and drones and everything else. It's light. So that's where it really comes in handy because these are light and can be carried. They're great for like hiking, quick camping trips, and other pieces, or just quick emergencies around the house. The 300 is actually really cool. Plug both into both AC. Yeah, see, Justin uses his for all kinds of stuff as well. So it's a good one. And of course, $30 clippable coupon. It's already like 7% off. So you're going to save quite a bit with this. This is a good one. I actually like the 300. 300 comes quite handy. You guys want to know how much comes in handy? Oh, look at that charge rate. This one gets used. Just saying. With that. So, good little piece right there. Now, we're going to move over to a little bit bigger of a system that can handle a little bit more stuff. We're going to talk about this one. This one is going to be the 500. Now, yeah, it's drained. And I keep forgetting to recharge it. Like, well, you know what's going on. So, I just keep forgetting. Now, we're going to go over to the 500, guys. The 500 is kind of cool. I'm going to bounce over here. We actually have it on the table. I'm going to zoom in, guys, for you a little bit and bring you on down on it. It's going to be a little bit easier for this one. Now, the 500 is right there in the middle. This is going to do about 518 watt-hours of power. This one's actually got a $150 clippable coupon, though, guys. So do know that. Now, with this one, guys, 518 watt-hours of power. If I move these cables, you're going to see it has a single AC outlet right there. That single AC outlet will do 500 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 1,000. Now, with this one, though, you get 3 USB-A ports. Those USB-A ports are going to do 5 volt, 2.4 amps. You also have, of course, that display that comes on. You have the input DC plug, and you have 3 DC output ports on this one. Now, just like the others, it does have a fixed handle, but with this actually has something a little bit different that you didn't see. This has got a flashlight. So if you guys need it, it actually has a flashlight on the side. And the flashlight does do standard light, or if I hold it down, it can go into SOS pattern for you, or just shut it off. It actually has cooling technologies with this one. This one's going to take a little longer to charge, though. It's going to be about 5.5 hours on a wall plug, 5.5 hours in a car outlet, about 7.5 hours on a solar panel. And that's going to be like the Solar Saga 100-watt panel. So 7.5 hours plugged in, fully charged with that. Now, the runtime on this one's going to give you guys accessibility to run other devices, like mini coolers for 9 hours. Your 45-watt to 60-watt flat screen TVs, anywhere from 6 to 7 hours. Your laptops. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, let's be honest. It's not going to run your Asus Strix gaming laptop, all right? It's going to run your little notebooks or tablets from HP and Asus and stuff, the smaller ones. So you're going to get about 30 hours of runtime with one of those. Now, this does weigh approximately 13.5 pounds, which is not bad. It's actually still very carryable with this one. But you can actually use, like a heated blanket for almost 4 hours plugged into this, so you can stay warm during a cool area. Or take it out black and use the blender on it. Maybe you guys want to make daiquiris for a quick party or something. 50 minutes of runtime. That's actually a decent amount of runtime. Or if you guys want to use it to, let's say, air up your air mattresses or your inflatable rafts, you're going to get about 8 hours of runtime on an air pump. So that's actually quite decent with the 500. It's a great little product at a beast of a price. I mean, honestly, it's 6% off, and then you're going to save it another $150 with that coupon. That's a really good deal right there. I mean, honestly, 34%. Is that? Yeah, it's 34% off. Wow, that's like $349 total with that clippable coupon. That's an amazing deal. That's definitely a good one. Any questions about those stations thus far? I just used that. Right on. Yeah, that's right. You just did a mop video that you had to use it for. If not, guys, we're going to move over to the 1000. Now, the 1000's actually right next to it. It's right there. That is the Jackery Explorer 1000. But before we get into that, guys, I want to show you guys something that comes with these kits, or comes with the power stations. That is going to be the cable kit. So you're going to get a carrying bag like this. It's going to have, of course, their logo on here. It's going to have a handle. It's going to have a zipper. Now, the zipper is going to zip open. When you zip that open, you're going to be greeted with, of course, the wall plug. Now, this is a 3-prong wall plug. Now, this may only work on certain versions. There are several versions of these kits. So this is going to be for certain stations. Other stations are going to come with like the old school laptop bricks, or others are going to come in different ways. Now, you'll get either a USB-C connection or you'll get a cigarette lighter cable like this as well. Now, the cigarette lighter is going to allow you to charge it in your car. Some kits may come with, let's say, the adapter. Now, this adapter is going to allow you to plug in multiple USB or solar panels with this. And that's kind of cool that some of these have these. Now, another cable that you didn't see are some of these adapters, like the solar panel adapters. So you have that option as well. Now, that is one kit option, and we'll show you guys the other option before we start talking about the 1000. The kits are actually kind of cool with these cable kits. Rick, what's up, buddy? Right here, guys, right here. So this is kind of cool. I'll pop it open, and this is going to be that other cable like I told you guys, like the old school power brick, right? So that's going to be the other variation you may see. On top of that, you may see for the 1000, this is actually the 1000 solar panel plug. That's the 1000 solar panel plug. It's like an alligator clip. It goes to dual solar panels with this. So this is the 1000 kit. It's got the old school laptop charger with this one. So that's the different variations you're going to see with these kits on hand. Now, some may not even have that option. So. Now, the 1000, like I said, this is going to do 1,002 watt-hours of power. It does have the light like the 500 on the side that does do the force of the flashlight. Has 3 AC outlet plugs at 1,000 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 2,000. Now, with this one, you get 2 USB-C ports, 2 USB-A ports, a 12-volt 10-amp cigarette lighter plug, and 2 different input ports. Still has that display, of course, fixed handle, 42% charged right now, which is kind of funny because I thought it was a little charged more than that, but a great option. With this, though, you're going to be able to charge it fully on a wall outlet, about 5 hours of time it's going to take to charge it on a wall outlet. If you don't want to use a wall outlet, plug it into your RV or your motorhome or your car, and it's going to be about 11 and a half hours. So let's say you're driving from here all the way over to Washington, Oregon. It's going to charge and be charged way before you get there, so you don't have to worry about it. If you have solar panels, guys, you can actually plug in a solar panel and charge it up that way. If you have 2 of the Solar Saga 100 panels, about 6 hours, and that's what it's going to take. Now, we have 2 versions of the 1000 in the carousel. First and foremost, we have the 1000 by itself, and that's going to be about $629 tonight, which is a good deal. It's a great price point. It's going to give you everything you need. Now, we'll talk about what it can run when we talk about the second kit, because we do have the second kit. The second kit is going to be the 1000 plus 2 of those solar panels that we were just talking about. So you can actually have this charged in 6 hours off solar power, which is amazing. Now, like I said, the charge time, but you're going to be able to run other things off of this, like let's say a coffee maker, a mini cooler, electric griddles. Let's see, what else could we do? Like 11 hours on an electric blanket. Your mini cooler, you're going to, mini coolers are going to be about 15 watts or so. If you're going to use like that little ice chest that plugs into your car, about 13 hours of runtime. That little light bulb on the side that actually is on there is going to be about 3-watt light bulb, about 65 hours of runtime. Your flat screen TV, which you guys can't see behind me, is going to be about 9 hours of runtime with this. Now, this one does weigh a little bit. The total kit with the solar panel is about 41 pounds. The station by itself, I believe the station just by itself, I'm trying to remember the weight. I think it's like 22 or 23 pounds. So either way, great deal, great price point. And of course, with the solar panels, you're going to be spending about $999. Normally, that's like a $1,700 price tag. So that's a good deal. Great deal, great price point, amazing product. You can run a lot of stuff off that. Honestly, you could do so much. It's crazy. because the sky's really the limit we plug into it as long as it's in that wattage range of that 1,000 watts of pure sine wave power, but 2,000 watts peak, right? Now, with that, though, we're going to move over, of course, to a larger system on the opposite side of that same table. This is going to be the 2000 Pro. Now, the 2000 Pro is actually a step up out of the entry level. This is going to be more for emergencies, like full-on emergencies, RV trips, your toy haulers, your homesteads, and stuff like that. Now, with this one, you're going to get about 2,160 watt hours of power. Now, you're probably like, well, where's it at? Well, if we zoom off to this side of the table, you're going to see it's right there, and it's actually blocked in, and it looks really dark for some reason. So we'll move, of course, that over. This, of course, is the 2000 Pro. Now, the 2000 Pro does have a handle. The handle actually lifts up. This, of course, is their other body style. I like the square style. With this one, though, you're going to have a different screen with this nice black background with a high contrast white and orange to show you guys the voltage, the input and output, and the battery charge that's left. Now, with this, you still have a flashlight that actually has a cover. If I press it, you're going to have multi-modes of brightness and, of course, still SOS pattern, which is nice. Now, what this also changes is you're going to go from like one USB-C to two USB-Cs at 100 watts max charging capability. You're also going to get two USB-As at 18 watts max. Now, with this one, you also get three AC outlets. These three AC outlets are going to do 2,200 watts of pure sine wave power. So that means technically you could plug in your house stove, your house refrigerator, or your window AC into this device, and it will run off of that. Now, of course, you still have that cigarette lighter plug over here as well. This is a good one. This is actually really cool. Charge time, 2 hours on a wall plug. Now, this is a full kit that we're showing you, so it does come with two of the Solar Saga 200-watt panels. And that is a large panel. That's their largest panels that they make thus far. So you're going to get a good amount of power, guys. Now, 2 hours wall plug, 24 hours on a car outlet, or 6 hours, or 2.5 hours if you have 6 of those panels. But you're getting 2 of them in this kit. Now, this kit's normally like $3,600. It's 47% off today. So you're going to get it for about $18.99. Now, remember, though, you have those 2 coupon codes that you can use on top of that. You can use that 5% code down in the banner down there to get that. And you can use, of course, that clippable coupon that's on Amazon to get the free carrying bag. Now we're going to get into, of course, the classifications in its Class 9 drop protection. You're going to have dual voltage monitoring systems with this. You're going to have, of course, lots of protections for like overcharging, over circuit, and everything else in between. You're going to be able to run electric tools off of this if you really wanted to, like your electric hammers, your electric drills, or other devices. You could run your 520-watt refrigerator for about 3.5 hours, 3.25 hours. Your 1100-watt window ACs, that's going to be like your 10,000-watt BTU window ACs, 2 hours of runtime with that. If you want to run a microwave, you're going to get a little over an hour and a half with the microwave. That's about it. Microwaves are pretty power hungry with that. Now, this full kit does weigh approximately 78 pounds, though. But at 47% off, and then take another 5% off of that, that's a really, really amazing deal for this one. Now, what we can get into and talk about is a bunch of the other stuff with it. After I take a sip. Now, individually wrapped life post cells in this device. That means each battery is individually wrapped. The even better part is it's got what's called Intelligent Battery Management Systems. That's your BMS. That means it's going to keep track of how the cells charge because they are fully balanced cells. So each one's going to keep the exact same charge as the other one. You're also going to have what's going to keep charging or input and output. So it can actually read what you need for voltage to charge your phone or other devices. So you don't overcharge it. It only pulls what it should as it needs. And I kind of like that, how it can do that. Now, what's even better is you guys can technically use these outside for other things. Like, let's say you want to use it to do a movie night out back, or maybe you want to run an inflatable bounce house, or the vacuums or other devices. This can do all of that. They even make what's called a Jackery 12-volt automobile charging cable that plugs into the cigarette lighter. Will allow you to charge your car battery with these devices, and I kind of like that idea. That's a really, really cool idea. So, Flame Gold, what's up, buddy? Welcome back, Phil. How you doing, buddy? What is Phil doing? Phil, what's new, buddy? Now, with that, guys, we're going to move into their largest standalone system. Now, their largest standalone system is the 3000. Now, the 3000 is actually kind of cool because it is, of course, their largest battery system by itself. 3,024 watt-hours of power. If we jump over here, you're going to be like, no, I don't see it. Well, it's right there on the table. We do need to... My lighting's really dark tonight, and it's all really on bright. Now, with that, you actually have two devices sitting on the table that look identical. One is the 2000 Plus, one is the 3000 Pro. We're talking about the 3000 Pro plus solar panel kit. Now, this kit's already I think it's going to be $2,799 after you use that clippable coupon. But then use of course, that coupon banner, and you're going to save yourself some more. Now, 3,024 watt-hours of power. You have 5 AC outlets. You have 4 standard at 3,000 watts of pure sine wave power, and you have, of course, this larger one over here. You have 2 USB-C ports, 2 USB-A ports, 100 watts and 18 watts. You also have the 12-volt, 10-amp cigarette lighter plug right here as well. Now, with this one, guys, you actually can use an app to control this device. So if I literally turn the power on to this, of course, you guys are going to see the screen kick on, say 98% charged. But then it's going to go into Bluetooth and Wi-Fi mode where the app is now accessible. Now, the app is, of course, accessible and can be grabbed from your Google Play Store and your iOS store, so Apple Store. So you have access to that. Now, if we bounce over here, you guys are going to see that it is a larger station. It does have, of course, 2 large 3-inch polyurethane wheels. Those are going to wheel properly across a lot of different surfaces. Now, you have also, of course, a telescopic aluminum handle that will fold up or slide into the case of this system. So you do have that, of course. Now, with it, though, you got some different run times and you got some different usage times, of course, with this. Now, 3,024 watt-hours of power means you can use your 520-watt refrigerator for approximately 5 hours. Your 1,150-watt window AC, about 3 hours of runtime. Your 60-watt flat screen TV, about 35 hours. Now, it's going to take about 2.5 hours to fully charge this device with the wall plug. The one thing I will tell you is this power station by itself weighs 64 pounds. It's quite heavy. So do be careful lifting it. Now, it does have large orange handles, so for short lifting distances, but that's why they put those wheels on there for you. Now, this can be worked in colder temperatures like -4 degrees Fahrenheit or -20 degrees Celsius with this. It is approximately, like I said, 64 pounds, so it is definitely lighter than some of the others out there. But you can run multitude of different things with this. Now, this actually works with, I believe it's like that 30% tax credit you may be eligible for. You'll have to actually sign up for that through the government and everything in between. This is actually about 30 decibels of noise, so it is still quiet, still has cooling technologies, has the intelligent battery management, and of course has that very, very durable safety with that pure sine wave connectability. If you wanted to, you could run a CPAP machine off of this, your oven, your microwave, your blenders, your toasters, your car refrigerators, your not ice kettle. Why did I say ice kettle? Your tea kettle. I'm tired, busy. Yeah, dude, I'm super drained. Now, if you guys want to use like a space heater, 350 watt, 6 hours of runtime, or your 900 watt electric grill, about 2.5 hours. We could also say you could run your well pump, like your 60 watt well pump for about 32 hours of runtime. Your angle grinders, or if you guys want to, you can connect a TIG or MIG welder into this and run it for a little over an hour. And that's where it gets amazing. Now with that though, the 3000 Pro, like I said, has an app. If we go over here, I can pop up the app real quick. Let's see if I can pull up the app for you tonight. Kind of show you guys. So right here, of course, is the app. There's the app right there. 3000 watts of 3000 Pro. Now you can actually see we have the 700 plus on there, but it is easy to connect. You'll hit the plus up top and it's going to pop over and say, is anything flashing? You click that icon flashing and grab the station. Once you're in there, it's going to tell you guys what's left of the battery. It's also going to tell you guys the temperature it's running at, so you guys know it's not over hot. It's also going to allow you to turn on your AC and your DC plugs at will. So if I click, of course, the AC plug, you're going to see a green light come on that station. Hopefully you guys can kind of see that. If I pop over to this, you'll see the green light, and if I click it again, it's going to shut that green light off. If I click it again and turn both of these green lights, you're going to see multitude of green lights. That's turning those plugs on and off from the app. That means if you forget to turn something off when you leave, you can do that with the app and you don't have to worry about it. And I kind of like that they have that. You can also do like time modes where you only want it to run during certain times, and you can have it set up that way. Really cool piece. So that is, of course, the 3000 Pro, guys. That's about $2,799. But, of course, you can actually add that 5% clippable coupon, or that 5% code in the banner to get a little extra off. Now, we're going to move over to the 300 Plus. 300 Plus is a cool little system. Now, it is still technically an entry-level system, but it is one of their newer systems. Now, this is, of course, has a handle right here. 288 watt-hours of power. Has, of course, the 12-volt 10-amp cigarette lighter plug. Has, of course, the little light on the side. The light does multiple modes. Has, of course, the display. If I turn it on, you guys will see the display comes on. It's going to be like the other devices with that nice high contrast. Well, if we can get the display to light up right there, nice high contrast piece. One AC outlet at 300 watts of pure sine wave power, but it has two USB-C ports. One of those USB-C ports is only 100 watts in and out. The other is only output. Then you have a 15-watt USB-A port and, of course, silicone pads on the bottom. Now, with this actually, unlike the smaller, like the 240 or 300, this has got individually wrapped life post cells in this. Now, this does weigh approximately 5 pounds. Will take under an hour and a half to fully charge it on a wall plug. About 3 hours on a USB-C port, or 4.5 hours in the car. Now, with this, of course, guys, you'll be able to run a house fan. That's right. I actually have a house fan right over here that you can run for about 4.5 hours on. Or you can charge your phone, your drones, your lights. You can do a CPAP machine. Now, CPAP machine is not going to run all night off of this device. 5 pounds, of course, you can carry it around. Now, with this one, though, it's got that nice orange wall plug, so you can actually use that with the wall plug. It has, of course, the serial numbers on the back. Now, I'll kind of block that out for you, so you can't see all of my serial numbers, but that is where you're going to see the serial numbers and, of course, a QR scan code for this. Now, of course, this is a really nice piece for emergencies and everything in between. This is like $236 tonight. That's a good deal for this 300. About 21% off. Now, what we're going to talk about, though, is the 300 and a couple options that we can offer you tonight. And now that's going to be the 300 and this beautiful 40-watt solar panel. Now, this, of course, is the 40-watt solar panel. This 40-watt solar panel is going to do, of course, 40 watts of charge rate power. Now, with this, it is a notebook-sized device. Now, that is literally can fit in your backpack or a notebook. Has eye ringlets to tie it down. Has a magnetic flap right here that can pop open. And then you're going to be greeted with the monocrystalline solar cells. Now, the monocrystalline solar cells, guys, this is a trifold design with quad panels. The panels actually fold out to a nice, decent size. Now, this kit total with the solar panel is like $299. The solar panel is fully waterproof and water resistant, harsh and wet weather, but will allow you to charge the actual device in about 7.5 hours. So if you have this and the 300, 7.5 hours at a $299 price tag, that's an amazing deal to be able to have. So that's a good option with this, of course, the 300 plus and the 40-watt solar panel. Now, what I am going to also tell you is guys, we have an option for you of the 300 plus and a 100-watt solar panel. That's a bigger panel. So you're going to get that one for about $449. So you have a $50 clippable coupon, and you have, of course, that 22% off there. That's an amazing deal. 22% off is a great deal. So you're going to have that in one of their bigger solar panels. And I kind of like that option. So great little idea right there. So different options of course, for you with that. Any questions? Any at all? I don't think you guys have any questions with that, do you? All right, we're going to move into the range of modular. And I call it modular, and it's probably not the right wording for it. But I like to call it modular because you can extend or add other devices to this one. Now, this, of course, is going to be the 1000 plus. Now, the 1000 plus is a beautiful power station that is, of course, up there on top. Now, I will drop it down a little, and we'll zoom in a little bit more for you. Right there. That is, of course, the 1000 plus. Now, it does definitely look a little dark tonight, and I don't like that, so let's try and move some lighting a little bit closer. Now, with this, of course, 3 AC outlets at 2000 watts of pure sine wave power, has, of course, the flashlight, has 2 USB-A ports, 2 USB-C ports, 100 watts max and 18 watts max, 3 AC outlets, of course, at 120 volts at 2000 watts of pure sine wave power, 12 volt DC in, of course, if I hold it down, it's going to power up. Let's get that lit up, and you guys can see that nice little screen. Now, with this one, though, 1000 plus is a cool piece. By itself, it's like $999. There's a $150 clippable coupon on top of that. Now, it's at 1264 watt hours of power. 1264 watt hours of power means it's going to take approximately a little under 2 hours to fully charge on a wall plug, or 7 hours in your car. Has class 9 drop protection, has, of course, a 10-year lifespan, about 4,000 charge cycles or more, before it starts to slightly degrade in the battery life. Now, with this one, though, you have, of course, the 1264 watt hours of power means you can run your kitchen fridge for approximately 2.25 hours or so. Your 1150 watt window AC for about an hour, right? Now, with this, though, you have that intelligent battery management. You have the individually LiFePo cells. You have the app control at your fingerprints. And, of course, has about 30 decibels with this. Now, we can get into the safety, guys. A class 10 product with this one. Up to 62 forms of protection on these, of course, on hand. Sustainable energy. But you can run multitude of things with this, of course, because you can actually change out stuff. Like you can run projectors, your house, and everything else in this. The 1000 plus is a beautiful piece. Now, we also have the 1000 plus and 2 solar panels for you. Now, that kit is normally like $1,700. It is approximately $14.99 tonight, but there's a $250 clippable coupon for the solar station and 2 of the Solar Saga 100 panels. Now, that's a good deal because you have the solar panels to charge it. You also have, of course, the actual station all in one kit. Now, since it is still technically over $1,000, you can still use that code down at the bottom. That code is D5KF8Z4D to get an extra 5% off over a $1,000 purchase. Now, there's also that clippable coupon on Amazon, plus the extra savings for a carrying bag, which comes in free when you get this kit. Now, another option we got for you guys besides those 2 is the full 1000 kit. That is where we're going to talk into modular because it comes with the battery that's on the opposite side up top. That's going to give you guys 2,528 watt hours of power. You just doubled your runtime on all of the devices that you want to run off of this. Now, this one's going to be about $2,399, but there is actually a $350 clippable coupon, which brings it down to under that. That's a good deal. Now, with it, of course, since you're adding a battery on, it's going to take a little longer to charge it. Now, what I can tell you is you can actually have up to 3 batteries on this station, which gives you guys that 5,000 plus. It's about 5,056 watt hours of power. So over 5 kilowatts of power with that one. Now with this though, we're going to get into it because you doubled it. This kit comes with the battery, the station, and 2 solar panels. Now, what we didn't talk about is actually that battery up there, and that is the 1000 plus battery pack. Now, the battery pack does have a digital display, has, of course, a handle. That handle will allow you to, of course, carry it around. It does come with a cable to link it to the stations for you on hand with that. That's kind of cool that you can do that, of course, with it. But I'm telling you, that is, of course, a very, very beautiful one to have for RVs, camping, or even your homestead, or just all around want to work in your shed. It's got the power you need, and of course, with 3 of those batteries, you'll be able to run for a good amount of time. So great kits right there. If you have any questions, definitely, I say ask. Now, we do have some, let's talk about some things I've actually run off these devices. So, like, I've used the 700 Plus. I've used every device that I've shown you guys. The 700 Plus and the 1000 I actually used to use them to run inflatable Christmas decorations. We also used it to run inflatable, I think it was Halloween decorations as well. Now, when I did the Christmas decorations, guys, I also had the Christmas lights and everything plugged into it. To be able to have a power station and run those instead of having it plugged into your house is actually kind of cool. And to be able to have the solar panels out there and charging it, so you're not charging it or being charged through the electric company, is even a better idea with that. Now, you can run just a multitude of things, from CPAP machines, oxygen machines, window ACs, your house stove, your house microwaves. You can even do it to run your table saws, your outdoor chainsaws, like your electric ones, your weed whackers, your, of course, lawnmowers, and everything in between. It's an amazing idea to be able to have one of these devices in case of natural disasters, like that tornado that just hit some of the United States, or just a power outage, random power outage, or maybe you live in California where they do like rolling blackouts or brownouts during certain times to like help the power grid. This will allow you to have that power on hand when you need it. That's a great idea like that. I love the 1000 Plus. Now, if the 1000 Plus is not your cup of tea for modular systems, we also have the 2000 Plus. Now, the 2000 Plus, of course, is back here, and if I hit this, you guys are going to see it's the opposite side of the 3000 Pro, so it's that one right there. And if I zoom in, guys, we can actually try and zoom in a little more. That's the 2000 Plus. Now, the 2000 Plus has RGB lighting set into it. It's actually the RGB lighting that I've been using on the last 5 shows of this month. And it's actually been running off of that. I have not recharged this station since I've been using it. Now, with this, you have the 5 AC outlets at 3,000 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 6,000 watts. Now, with this, you do have the 2 USB-C ports at 100 watts charging capability to charge like your MacBook Airs, your other devices that use a USB-C port. If you have a lower powered device, like an 18-watt device or lower, you can use the USB-A port to do that between those two. You also have that 12 volt 10 amp cigarette lighter plug as well. Now, with this, 5 AC outlets, 4 standard, and of course that 5th one, you can plug in your old school washers and dryers, your kitchen stoves, or even your Tigger MIG welders, or other like your car EV charging blocks. Now, you're not going to be able to fully charge your car, let's be honest, but you could definitely attempt to plug it in and do that with this. Now, with this, of course, intelligent BMSs has individually wrapped LifePost cells, class 10 UL product safeties with this. It's going to take about 2 hours to fully charge this device by itself. If you want to plug it in a cigarette car lighter and use it on an RV, your toy haulers, or anything else, about 25 hours. If you have 6 of the Solar Saga 200 panels, 2 hours fully charged, and you're good to go. Now, with, of course, the 2,042 watt-hours of power, you'll be able to run your window AC for almost 2 hours, your CPAP machine for about 150 hours, your 520 watt refrigerator a little over 3 hours, or your all-in-one HP or Dell desktop, about 12 hours of runtime. For those of you that want to do a movie night out back, you're going to get about 14 hours of playtime off of your projector. And that's actually a good deal for that. But if you guys are into welding or laser cutting, you'll be able to use a welder or laser cutter for about a half hour off of this by itself. And that's a good deal. Now remember, it is 64 pounds. The station weighs quite a bit, so it is got weight. Don't want you guys to hurt yourself lifting it, so do be careful. Has, of course, those wheels that we showed you guys on the 300 or the 3000 Pro, 3000 Pro, but also has, of course, on top of that, it's got telescopic handle. Now with it though, we're going to show you guys the 2000 Plus and the 2 solar panels. So guys, you have the option of that station and 2 of the Solar Saga 200 watt panels at a phenomenal price point. It's like $2,499. That's actually a good deal. Now remember though that 24% off does mean you're going to have to use that $600 clippable coupon to get that price point. Now on top of that though, you guys can use that 5% clippable coupon as well for that. Good deal. Let's just go there. To have a station like this and to be able to just run it as you need in the times of need, that's an amazing idea. I kind of like that idea, so really amazing. And a great price point with that and solar panels. Now with it though, if you guys don't want it with the solar panel, we can offer it to you with, of course, the station and the battery above it. That's right. There's an option of this station and a battery. That's going to be, of course, what's called the 4000 kit. Now the 4000 kit's a great kit. It's going to be, of course, doubling the power rate. So 4,085 watt hours of power. Now the price point of this is normally about $3,800, but today it's about $3,200. It's actually I think it's $2,999 if I can remember right. It's actually like 21% off. So you're actually saving a little bit more with this one. So $2,999, but also that 5% clippable code that you guys can use as well on top of that. Now, run times with this, though, is going to be kind of cool because you do have a good charge time or charge rate, but you can just double the Tigger MIG welder to about an hour or so. Your window AC is doubled with that as well. Now, remember I said it's modular, so not only can you do it with just that and the single battery, but you can add up to 5 batteries total. So once you do the 5 batteries, that's 12 kilowatts of hour power. That means you can run your whole house for most of the day or days without an issue. Now, if you wanted, you can link up another system, of course, to it. Now, if, like I said, if you wanted to link it up, you can get a second 2000 plus system and add 10 batteries total for 24 kilowatts of hour power. That's a crazy amount of time. That's literally living off the grid, not paying your electric company and not having to worry. Now, I'm not saying it's going to run everything all day, every day. You may just need a little extra oomph to get around for certain things, but hey, this should do ideally for all of that. Quick emergencies, camping, RVing, toy haulers, emergency homes, working in your wood shop, working in your metal shop, or wherever you need a system like this. Just make sure you have enough room for all those solar panels. That's all I'm saying. Now, we have the full kit, though, guys. We don't just have that. We have the full-on 4000 kit. And that's what's going to get kind of cool because you're now going to have the option to purchase the station, the battery, and 2 solar panels for about, I think it's like $3,799. That's an amazing, crazy, dumb deal. And I don't mean dumb is bad. I mean, it's just like crazily low price point. So you do have a good price point right there. Now, like I said, guys, you have the options to have wheels like that. You have the options to run the app off of it. You also have, of course, that beautiful casing with the battery. So any questions about those big stations, guys? And that, of course, is the station right there on hand. While this is there, and I'm going to wait until... Sophia, how are you doing? I forgot to grab something, so I do need to grab something real quick, guys. Because we were talking about stations. So since we're talking about stations, we have to talk about solar panels. So this is where we're going to get into, of course, solar panel range. Now, we're going to talk and start off with the solar panels with the 40 mini. So we're going to do the 40 mini for you guys right here. Now, the 40 mini is a beautiful little one. It's actually about $129 normally, but there's a $20 clippable coupon as well for that. Now, with it, this, of course, is the 40 mini. This will work with the Jackery Explorer E300 Plus or the smaller devices. IP68 waterproof and water resistant that's going to be able to use in harsh and wet weather. Is made with monocrystalline solar cells. Now that monocrystalline solar cell is going to give you about a 23% solar conversion rate with the solar light, right? Now when you look at this, it's a beautiful little piece, and of course I forgot to flip the camera back over to me, but this is what we're talking about right here. Trifold design, right? So you do see the panels, and we can flip it around. It looks like a notebook, but when we pop it open, it's going to be nice and wide. This is going to grab a good amount with this. Now, what I can tell you is there's an option to get, it's like a AC or a DC and a USB port that can actually plug into this, which means you can actually plug in your phones or other devices to just run off of the solar panel or charge off of the solar panel. Now with it, of course, like I said, use the eye ringlets to tie them down in case of wind. But notebook size, you can put it in your backpack, carry it around, and at like literally $109, this is an amazing price point. I love this. And it weighs less than 3 pounds. This is not heavy at all. You definitely can carry this in your backpack. Now, like I said, guys, you can use it on the 300 Plus, but you definitely can use it on the 240, the 300, and of course the 500. Maybe the 1000E, but I don't think any of the others can use the 40 panel right here. So good little option. Now, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. My camera just overheated. Ain't that funny? So guys, that's the 40 mini. Great little solar panel for you. Now with that, of course, we're going to move over to the Solar Saga 100 panel. Now the Solar Saga 100 panel is a nice large panel. That's going to do, of course, what you need as you need it. Right here, guys. This is the solar panel. This is going to do 100 watts of charge rate at 18 volts. Now, this, of course, has the kickstands that are Velcroed and sewed on. That means you can have this up and set up in under 10 seconds. Now, it's an ETFE laminated handle, and, of course, ETFE and, of course, casing. Now, with you got 2 kickstands, and you got the zipper pocket. The zipper pocket, when you open this pocket, you're going to be greeted with, of course, the actual cable. Now, this, of course, is a 10-foot cable with dual plugs. It's got 2 different style of DC plugs to fit the different style of stations. Now, with this, it's got this orange little brick. This orange little brick down here, if you guys can see it, has a USB-C port and a USB-A port. Now, with this one, though, guys, you can use it on the 240 up to, I believe, the 1500 Pro station. If I can remember off the top of my head with that. Now, with the 100 panel, though, guys, this is a cool piece. It's got a $60 clippable coupon for it. It's going to work on, like I said, the 240, the 300, 300 plus, the 500, the 1000, and the 1500. And I believe that's about it for this one. Now, with that, though, monocrystalline solar cells, guys. Large panel. And I'm going to say large panel. You guys, look here. It's a nice dual panel with a large wingspan. It's going to grab a lot of solar rate. About 23.5% efficiency even in low light settings to grab that light when you want. Fully waterproof and water resistant for you guys, of course, so you guys can use it in harsh and wet weather, including dusty weather. Wash it off with the hose and don't worry about it. It is washable. And it comes with the cable when you want, guys. That 100 is a beautiful, beautiful solar panel. I love this one. You should be able to have this up in about 10 seconds connected up to any power station that is compatible with. Now, the one thing I will always tell you guys, though, is if you guys get the solar panels, get the extender cable. They do make a 16.5-foot cable that will extend that cabling out for you. That means you guys can actually have the power station up and out of the water, out of the way or out of the water while the solar panel is doing its charge rate. And that's kind of cool to have that options with that. Any questions about those 2 solar panels, please ask. Now, we do have one more product for you guys today. This is going to be their largest solar panel. This is the Solar Saga 200. Now, the Solar Saga 200 panel is actually about $4.99 tonight. So that's a good deal for you guys. Now, with this one, though, if we pop over here, we close that off, and we grab this and shut the image down, you're going to see, well, James was actually recording outside, and he actually pulled it out. Now, it does have, of course, this zipped up case with their logo. It does zip up and does have a snap handle, and it will pop out. When it pops out, it's in a tri-fold design. Now, it does have 3 kickstands, but folds out with 4 panels. So tri-fold, but has 4 panels. Now, with this one, you're going to be about 24.3% more efficiency with that conversion rate of charge rate. Now, this one is built to last with most definite. Fully waterproof, water resistant, harsh and wet weather yet again. This one is compatible with the 1500, 1500 Pro, 2000 Pro, 2000 Plus, and the 3000 Pro station. Now, with it though, has of course that 10-foot cable. That cable is actually inside the carrying case. Has a 90-degree angle adapter for you guys, so you can do that if you guys want the 90-degree or the straight adapter. That's up to you. They have the adapter. Now with it, of course, you can see me untying it because I forgot to untie it for the first one. Then we're going to connect it up and plug it into the 3000 Pro station. When you guys see it connected up, it's going to light up, and within like literally 3 to 10 seconds of me plugging it in and grabbing my camera, you're going to see it's grabbing about 153 to 154 watts of power of charge rate power. That's a good amount of power off a single panel to charge a device. Now you could add, of course, up to 6 of these on these bigger stations by themselves, or if you have like the 2000, you can add up to like a multitude of stations as well and solar panels. Now right there, guys, plugged in, connected up, just a single plug with that, and of course the solar panel. Now the solar panel is not perfectly straight. You probably could set it out a little straighter to grab out more light, or set it in a different angle to get even more light, but it works fundamentally well. The 2000 Solar Saga IP68 water resistant and waterproof, that is an amazing, amazing solar panel. That one's a definite recommend. And like I said, $499, guys, that's a good deal for you. You're going to save a good amount of money on that one. Now remember, guys, if you spend over $1,000 tonight, use that 5% code down there in my banner to save an extra 5% off. Also, if you spend over $1,000, guys, you also have the option to grab the carrying bag with that. These deals end tonight. So do know that these deals all end tonight with most of these deals. So you're not going to be able to use that discount code after tonight, of course. You won't be getting that free carrying bag and everything else. So bunch of great products. I love Jackery. Let's see. Anybody? Hey, Chucky. What's up, buddy? I have the dual light panel chart. Oh, that's Justin. Chucky. Okay. See no other questions. Well, guys, that, of course, is the Earth Day sales. Now, with that being said, the next time you guys see me, we may have some new products to show you guys, which is kind of cool. So they do have some new products out here coming. New product drops coming up, so keep your guys eyes out for that. You're not going to want to miss those. With that, guys, I want to thank everybody for being here with us and hanging out and checking out these products. Much love, much appreciated, and we'll see you guys on the next show. Have a great evening, everybody. See you guys on the next. Later, everybody.